Hi guys, Joe Wolverton, Teacher of Liberty, another Germania. I could do these all day. Too easy, Drill Sergeant, too easy. All right, let's talk a little bit about Germania now. We talked last time about the women and the power that they had among the German people. Talk a little bit today about marriage, which is very important, right? I told someone the other day, we were talking about how we know God feels about family. And I said, couldn't God have created 7 billion people, 10 billion people? If he created Adam and he created Eve, he could have created billions of Adams and Eves. But he didn't. He created an Adam and Eve and said, now y'all make more of yourselves. That's how we know family is important to God, because that's how he sent all of us here. He did not send us here, boom, get down there, do your thing, go to heaven or whatever. No, 2 of us, and then families are how we learn, right? Families are how we're protected. Families are the thing, right? So this is what Tacitus learned about how Germans looked at their families. Again, these were pagans as far as we know, right? We don't know that they were supposedly not Christian yet, right? They were pagans. They still worshipped Odin and Thor and all of that. But I want you to hear what Tacitus records, their testimonies about marriage, and see if it doesn't encourage you. Okay? Here we go with our first quote. You ready? He says, "The laws of marriage are strictly observed there. They believe that nothing in their character is more worthy of praise than a strong marriage." Now, they took marriage very seriously. You married one wife. When you married her, you stayed true to her. No question. The laws of marriage strictly observed. I'll tell you, they even went so far as they would make sure that sons and daughters, that the boyfriend and girlfriend, the fiancés, that they matched up in character. They also worried about build. They wanted, what does Tacitus say? He wanted babies with enormous bodies. That's how he said it. Babies of enormous bodies. But so they would match up tall girl with tall boy, etc. Now that doesn't matter to us so much. But what does matter is you want to match up someone that shares your values. You do want to match up with someone who matches your spiritual stature. We're not going to worry about your physical stature. My wife's way shorter than I am, and I know lots of people that way. Not worried about your height, but I am worried about your spiritual stature. You want to make sure that you're married, that you are choosing to be with a person that is of your spiritual stature. How important is that the laws of marriage will be strictly observed, and that nothing is more praiseworthy to say about a man and a woman that they have a good marriage. Isn't that still the way? That is lovely. Nothing, no sort of, you remember what he said, no gold, no silver. You can't buy them out of this. This is something true to them, right? They thought that having a strong marriage was the most praiseworthy thing you could say about somebody, and they strictly observed that. So don't worry about, like the Germans did, matching tall boy, tall girl, blonde hair. They really did do that, but don't do that. But do think about their spiritual stature, the stature of their virtue, right? All right, here comes another quote for you about marriage. "They live in a state of very secure chastity. They never flirt with others after marriage, and they never allow provocative behavior to corrupt them." This is a fiery one when he talks about it. You'll read it. I hope you read it. He talks about how, chastity, they took that very seriously. You were chaste before marriage, and within marriage you remained chaste. by having relations only with your spouse. And you notice that he doesn't say they only had sexual relations with their spouse. They did not accept flirting. When you are married, Tacitus says you turn the flirt thrusters off. There's no such thing as harmless flirting when you're married. All of that emotion, all of that passion, all that desire should be to your sweetheart. All of it, to whom you are legally and lawfully wed. And the Germans believe that. Secure chastity, safe. He uses that word. Their chastity made them secure, it made them safe. Think of the things they didn't have to worry about, the broken hearts, the pain, the guilt, right? The being tempted to do something that you know is wrong. No flirting. He even says they wouldn't go to parties if they knew that, as a married couple, if they knew that at these parties they were going to be around people who didn't hold their marriage sacred. Guys, find that person whose spiritual stature is yours. Find that person who believes marriage is the most praiseworthy thing, and find that person who understands that chastity makes us safe. You do not have sexual relations before marriage, and inside of marriage you are strictly faithful to your spouse, to the point where you don't even flirt with other people. You love that sweetheart of yours so much. Do like the Germans. None of that. No flirting. Okay? Last quote. You ready? Here it goes. No one ever laughs at wickedness there. No one calls promiscuity simply the way things are today. Guys, I'm ending on that one for today because of how powerful. No one laughs at wickedness there, said Tacitus. No one looks at promiscuity and says, oh, that's just the way the world is today. We have to adapt. No. Remember that thing? Pure, independent, and resembling none but themselves? No one laughed at wickedness. I'm going to ask you guys, I did this myself to sort of keep myself more in line. How often are you laughing in your entertainment? Do you find yourself laughing at the wickedness portrayed on screen? How often are you laughing when people tell you jokes or use language or talk about immodest things? This isn't to make you feel bad, it's to remind you to, if you're doing it, to stop, and if you're not doing it, good on you, right? Don't worry about if you have done. It ain't what you did, it's what you finna do that matters, right? So don't laugh at wickedness. Don't say, well, the values are different today. No. Virtue always was virtue and always will be, right? So guys, thank you for listening, and remember these good things about the security of chastity, the value of marriage. All right? Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.